broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Wow, oh wow, oh wow. So what you think you knew, what you think you were watching, what you claimed was going to happen, happened all night long until there was 0.3 of a second left, and then it went the other way. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is done. It was crazy. I don't know, the game was great. It was kind of one-sided all night until it was not. Until Tyrese Halliburton hit a shot with 0.3 of a second left to give the Pacers, the 9.5-point dogs, the big underdog in the series. They were talking about sweep until Tyrese Halliburton hit another shot at the buzzer. Pacers win 111-110. Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Friday. It is if you're an Indiana Pacer fan. If you're an Oklahoma City fan, maybe a little more sketchy. It is your opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Sabieta, Gato Roberto in for JJ today.
Good morning.
What's up, Gato Roberto?
How are you?
Life is grooving. I'm bright-eyed. I'm bushy-tailed. I'm ready to excel. I do have an echo in my ear. That's what I'm trying to text you. So I know there's something there. So Bob's in for JJ today. We got a show today. We got we got something for you. I can't wait to hear you. And yeah, I will do it now. I will say I told you so. How many people were calling the Pacers? I don't call the Pacers in the series. I think Oklahoma City's going to win the series. But you can roll back the tape. And yesterday I said I like the Pacers in Game 1. I told you that I don't believe they're going to get swept, and I do believe that yesterday, Game 1, they were tired of hearing how they have no chance. They were tired of hearing how they may get swept. They are a pretty damn good team. They are pretty resilient, and they went out and won Game 1. Now, was it convincing? Did I feel good about it throughout the whole night as I was watching? I did not. I'm not sure anybody who picked Indiana did. The Pacers' first lead of the night was with 0.3 of seconds left. Oklahoma City led all night long. The shot that Tyrese Halliburton hit to win the game is the latest game-winning shot in the finals since Michael Jordan beat Utah in 1997. That was with nothing left. The Pacers were down 15 points in the fourth quarter. I don't know what sounds familiar about this team. Fifth time in the playoffs they were down 15 points or more and came back and won. Pacers turned the damn ball over 24 times. Everything about this tells you they should not have won. And yet they won. Now, I think Oklahoma City learns from this. Oklahoma City was leading all night long. Oklahoma City, I still believe, is going to win the series. But I told you yesterday there was something about this team. First of all, they weren't getting swept. They're too damn good to get swept. They went through the East. They're tough. They're resilient. There's something, for years I've told you about it. And I think you get it. What is it? It is that intangible, that toughness, that something there. It's not in the stat book. Players have it. Certain players have it, right? There's that it gene. Indiana's got it. Now, I don't know that it is going to be enough to overcome what I do believe is a better roster on the other side over 7 games. But last night for 47 minutes and 59 seconds plus that Oklahoma City was leading, yeah, Oklahoma City looked good. But at the end, it was Tyrese Halliburton. And by the way, has he earned your respect yet? Has he earned your respect yet? The guy who was voted by his peers, and by the way, I guess it was like 13 or 14 players who voted against him in this pool, as the most overrated player in the National Basketball Association. Has he earned your respect yet? Is he still overrated? Oh, we got a lot to talk about, boys and girls. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is in camp, or he's going to camp. That's settled, but that takes a back burner. Because what y'all watched last night, what we sat around and watched last night, oh, that was different. 505-246-0610. Bob, if I stutter, it's just because that feedback or that bounce back in my ear is just, it's something. 505-246-0610. Let me slow down. 505-246-0610. That is how to get here today. Fixed. Whatever you did, Bob, that fixed it. Thank you. Emails, jeff@sportsanimaleabq.com. I do have your text line available to me today, and that is 505-246-0610. Gato Roberto's producing on the radio side. Adrian is producing on the television side. You can watch us on Xfinity Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. You can watch us on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM, and you can watch us on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Bob, did you catch any of it last night? Did you watch it at all? And then I can't hear you there. That's kind of a weird thing too. All right, so we're gonna have to figure that one out. You're talking to me, right? All right. Well, we're gonna have to figure this whole thing out. All right. That means I'm probably not going to hear your phone calls today. That means it's going to be a lot of me talking at you, which is all right. All right. Let me give you a little bit more on what happened last night. As we look back at this, 24 turnovers. 24 turnovers by Indiana yesterday. 24 turnovers is kind of crazy to win a basketball game. You look at the box score, and there's not a chance Indiana won the game. There isn't. They turned the ball over 24 times. How many times did Oklahoma City turn the ball over? 6. Oklahoma City, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP of the league. 38 points. 38. 14 for 30. He looked like the MVP. Well, then Jeff, they must have absolutely out-rebounded the Oklahoma City Thunder. Well, they did. They did. I'll give you Indiana. Now, Indiana was good on the boards. 56 rebounds. 13 of them offensive. Meanwhile, 56 to 39 in rebounding. Something, right? So there's a big deal there. Boy, oh boy. The comeback was crazy. So I'm looking for you as you hit me today on the email and as you hit me today on the text line. I'm looking for perspective. It's one game. And so the sample size is 1. It's a best out of 7 series. But where does this, first of all, surprise for you? They were what, minus 700 or whatever it was? They were 9.5-point dogs. Where is this one for you? 505-246-0610. Where does this one play for you? How surprised are you? Now, how do you quantify that? I don't know. I mean, you quantify it however you want. But where did this one come from? And I look at it last night, and I'm like, wow. I believed it. I thought it was going to happen. But as I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, you were just wrong, man. Maybe everybody else was right. Oklahoma City, I guess, really is that good. Indiana doesn't stand. And I'm watching they're down double digits. They're down 9. They're down 11. Halftime, right? They're right in there. And we're all looking at this, and, well, all right. Maybe everybody's right. Everybody told me they're so much better. And here comes Indiana, and they don't quit. I don't know that they're going to win the championship. And I don't know how many Pacer fans we got listening, how many Indiana Pacer fans there are. But I wonder where you come out in regards to, this has to be one of your favorite teams ever. Not only because they got to the finals, and Indiana Pacers don't have a rich history of that, but you go back, your other favorite teams would be those Rick Smits, Reggie Miller teams way back in the late 90s and 2000. Last time they went to the finals with Reggie Miller. And you got to look back and just go, is this one of your favorite teams ever because of the way they win, because of the way they play, because of the resiliency, because of the grit, because of, holy smokes, they're never, ever, 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 ever out of it. Now, yeah, when they were down by 40 or whatever, they got blown out in that one game. I think they lose game 3 of their series all the time, right? They were up 2-0 in all their series, and they lost game 3 each time. Okay, all right. And then they come back and they win the series in 5 or 6. But this has to be one of your favorite teams ever, just the way they win, the way they turn things around. It's pretty amazing stuff. Tyrese Halliburton, game winner, he only had 14 points. I think the over-under on one of those daily fantasy games, I don't remember which one it was. I was listening to it yesterday, was 13.5 points, which I thought was stealing. I did. I just thought it was easy. And then he goes over 13.5 points, literally, on that last shot on the winner with 0.3 of a second to go. All right, we're going to get this thing figured out. I'm going to be able to, hopefully, hear what's going on. I am in SoCal, that I got some business going on here. Gato Roberto is in for JJ, who had some issues. So it's me and Bobcat today. Emails are open, jeff@sportsanimалabq.com. You can hit JJ. He'll be in next week. Kenny Thomas is going to be in at 9 o'clock. By then, we should be able to hear Kenny. Otherwise, I'll let him take it over. But Kenny Thomas is in at 9 o'clock. We'll kick it with Kenny, the former Lobo All-America, 11 years in the NBA. Can't wait to hear his thoughts on what happened last night in the NBA. 8:30 this morning, we will talk with Nick Nee. He is the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club, as we are now 1 week away, inside 1 week. Next Thursday will be golf's third major of the year. The U.S. Open gets set to go, but coming off another week where Scotty Scheffler won a golf tournament. So we'll do that with Nick and get you a golf tip coming up at 8:30 this morning. At some point, we'll got a lot to do today. Kevin Durant evidently might be on the market, and maybe he already was. the NBA is talking about expansion. Aaron Rodgers is signed. How about that? We can actually stop that speculation. It's the opening drive, 505-246-0610. He's got Roberto. I'm Jeff Sibieta on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned.
Last night, 111-110 in Oklahoma. Pacers did not lead until the final 0.3 of a second of a game. You know that old expression, you play the whole 60 minutes, you play the whole 48 minutes. You play them all. That's what they did. Let's go to you, 505-246. Speech, I believe, is there. Bob, let's grab Speech's call. Good morning, Speech. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living?
What's happening, Jeff?
Been a minute,
hey, I
Speech.
like how Indiana plays basketball. They play total team basketball. They remind me of the Pistons in the 90s when Larry Brown was a coach. There's like no superstars on that team. They just pass it around. Now, let me ask you, I mean, like you say, I mean, I've never seen a game where they trailed the whole game and they just got the lead with like 0.3 seconds. That's the only game I've ever seen like that.
Yeah,
Have
I think
you
there's
seen
been
one?
some. I mean, I don't recall that. I remember, I've seen where the team that wins doesn't have the lead until late. 0.3 of a second might be the most extreme I've ever seen. It's about as extreme as you can get, right? I don't know that I've ever seen it that
Right.
late. I've seen games where one team has led the whole game and lost it at the end. But man, 0.3 of a second is about as extreme as you can get. So yeah, I don't recall.
Yeah,
It was
but
something
most
else.
of those games, the other team always flirts with, like, coming up and taking the lead. I mean, Indiana, I think up to that point, the closest they had ever got was, like, 4 points.
Three or four. Yeah, well, they were within, obviously, within one
Yeah.
at that right before that. So, yeah, it was extreme,
Right.
man, and it was something else, and I love the way they play, too. Speech, great to hear you, man. Don't be a stranger. It's been too long. It's good to hear you.
Okay.
Thanks for the call. No,
Bye.
he called at 505-246-0610. Look, have I ever seen a game where the team didn't have the lead until the end? I think so. Has it been that extreme? I mean, there's only 0.3 of a second for more to be more extreme. Like it was the second to last play of the game. It was insane, man, and it's something about the way they play, and I agree with what he said. There's something about them. There was JJ said this. Gosh, I want to say about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, when they beat the Knicks in Game 1. I remember Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and that was when they were down by 7 with 50 seconds to go, or 9 with 50 seconds to go. They were down by 17 points in the fourth quarter. And that's the Halliburton shot that hit the rim and went all the way up to the rafters and dropped back through, and he did the choke sign and the whole thing, and then it went to overtime and they won. And he said there's a team of destiny feel to them. And there is. Now, again, I don't know that I still think Oklahoma City is going to win the series. I just think Oklahoma City is better. But I told you yesterday when I picked Indiana to win, and you can roll back the tape, and this isn't one of those, look at me, I had hot take. It's not. Everybody in the world with a microphone and a thumb was picking Oklahoma not only last night, but maybe to sweep the series. I got Oklahoma to win the series. I do, Oklahoma City. I think they win the series. I just think they're better. But this Indiana team, even if you think they are less talented than Oklahoma City, which they might be, they weren't going to get swept. And I felt, and I told you this yesterday, I just felt game one was ripe for them because not necessarily that Oklahoma City was going to get comfortable. Hell, they led for 47 minutes, 59.7 seconds. But because Indiana was probably sick and tired of hearing how they were going to get run out of the building, how they were going to get run out of the series, how they didn't deserve to be there, how they were not as good. And if there was a game to pick, I thought they were going to pick that one. And they did. And now, I think Oklahoma City's going to get game two. I think Oklahoma City's going to win the series. Bob, and Gato Roberto's in for JJ. So now that we can speak to each other, did you were out working last night? Did you catch any of what went down last night? Because it was pretty amazing, game one of the NBA Finals.
No, I was out. Oops.
Working.
There we
I
go.
Got you. I got you.
Now the audience has me too. But, when technology keeps advancing, you have to kind of use, baling wire and scotch tape
and duct
and
tape.
stuff. So it's kind of a different setup than what would be professional.
I get it.
But no, I was out driving Uber last night, and then I went to do some swimming for some exercise.
Good.
And JJ texted me at 9:40 in the evening. And by the time I got to bed, it was 11:30, so I'm a little shy
So
on sleep.
you got the call to the bullpen last night at 11:30 at night,
Yeah,
or 9:30 at night. Come on
yeah,
in. JJ had a little issue. He's fine. It was something.
Nothing medical.
No, he's fine. So, well, thank you for answering the call. First of all, thank you for setting your alarm and coming in this morning. It was going to be hard for me to pull the whole thing off from here today. So, appreciate you coming in today. All right, you can talk to Gato Roberto today at 505-246-0610. Emails, again, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. And you can find us on, hit JJ on the Twitter later at @J_JJ Buck. But I want to hear your thoughts today because I thought what happened last night was, I want to keep it in context. I really do. I don't want to go bonkers on this whole thing. And, I don't know that it was the greatest thing ever. But it was pretty damn good, man. It was pretty insane watching how this thing went down, watching Tyrese Halliburton hit the shot. And I'm going to ask you this now. He only had 14 points, right? Is he becoming one of those dudes? Like there was Robert Horry, and we'll talk to Kenny about this. I'm not ready to, again, becoming not has become, okay? Understand that. Is he becoming that guy you want the game on the line, take the shot? Is he kind of becoming the clutch guy? Robert Horry was Mr. Big Shot, right? Robert Horry, that was his nickname. He became Mr. Big Shot. Halliburton was 6 of 13. I think he's got to shoot more, and I think he's got to score more for them to win. I just think they have to. But Halliburton was 6 for 13 and 14 points. But he's now hit, in the last two games won, he has hit certainly the biggest shots of the game. Is he becoming that guy? Has he already become? And did Shai Gilgeous-Alexander do enough? Well, Jeff, of course he did. He had 38 points last night. I got it. I think he did enough too. Is there enough around him last night? Talk about this game because it was pretty special. Kenny Thomas is going to be in studio coming up at, what time did I tell you, Bob? 9 o'clock?
Yes,
Kenny
like
comes
that.
in.
I have a question about the game.
Yes.
Since I didn't get to see it.
Yes.
Was he the only person open?
Well, he had the ball. So
yeah.
They got the rebound. So it's a great question. The way this was set up, Oklahoma City was up and the shot clock was running down. They took a shot and missed, and so they got the rebound and got the ball to Halliburton.
Yeah.
They had a timeout. They could have called a timeout to set up a play. They did not. He brought the ball up court, across the timeline, and that's great. I'll go back and look at it, but he got himself open. He took about an 18, 20-foot shot from the right wing and got himself open, created his own shot, jab stepped. He was being guarded on the play by who was it? Was it guarding him? It was Cason Wallace who was guarding him, and got himself open. I mean, it wasn't a forced shot. So was he the only person open? Probably not.
but he was certainly open, and he hit the game winner.
Well, isn't that all that counts?
That's absolutely yes. Yeah, 100% absolutely yes. That is all that counts. All right, come on in, 505-246-0610. I want your perspective on it. I want your thoughts on it as you were watching it. When we get back, we'll get into the Aaron Rodgers stuff as well. Steeler fan, how you feeling now? You got a quarterback, at least for a year. Do you feel like you're better off now? Do you feel like you're in purgatory for another year? Do you believe in Aaron Rodgers? It's the opening drive. Jeff Sabieta, Gato Roberto, on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This message.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat.
Oh, yeah, that was the big story until Tyrese Halliburton happened. Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Friday. Oh! It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta. Gato Roberto is in today for J.J. Buck. We're open for business at 505-246-0610. Weeks and weeks and weeks of waiting and mulling and options and I think we all thought it was going to happen. I think we all, Aaron Rodgers made sense to the Steelers when the NFL schedule came out, and the Jets, the team for whom Aaron Rodgers played or at least was under contract for the last 2 seasons, will open up the season against the Steelers, week 1, primetime television. I think we all kind of thought, oh, yeah, it's absolutely going to happen, but nothing did until yesterday, and the Steelers, who were one of 3 teams viewed as being in the running for Rodgers. The others were the Giants and maybe the Vikings, but I think they filled their voids. It happened yesterday in a 1-year deal, and Aaron Rodgers will be at Pittsburgh minicamp. I'm interested, and I know there's a lot of Steeler fans out there. Where are you on this? You feel better about this year? I mean, you got to feel better than you did with Mason Rudolph, but do you believe still in Aaron Rodgers? Do you believe that there's still something left in the tank of a 41-year-old quarterback who was okay last year, had the Achilles injury the season prior, and is now coming 3 seasons removed from being the MVP, Hall of Famer? It's really interesting, too. I mean, is it an upgrade? You're going to say, well, yeah, it's an upgrade from Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. It's funny how the Jets, and Rome was on this yesterday, the Jets flew Rodgers, or didn't even fly him, had him fly across the country so they could tell him in a 15-minute meeting, we don't want you. We're going to sign the guy that Pittsburgh had as a backup and cut. Pittsburgh lets that guy go and they sign Rodgers. It's going to be interesting to see who wins this deal, right? I mean, where are you? Let's go to the phones, 505-246-0610. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living?
I'm living like it's a few months from Thanksgiving, and it's always great to hear Bobcat's voice. Love it.
Totally agree.
So, yeah, a fine, true, a refined gentleman. So,
as good as there is, man.
Hey, let's talk about the Steelers and Tomlin. I think it's a match made in heaven. Hey, Tomlin can continue to talk tough at the podium and hold nobody accountable, because that's kind of his mantra. We joke about him in our other text thread. If you watch him, he always talks tough in the postgame, and it's awesome. Hasn't won a playoff game since 20.
So
Go ahead, Jeff.
It's an interesting perspective that he holds no one accountable, because he does. He always puts it on him. But I wonder if internally does he hold people. I've never thought of it in that perspective, that he holds no one accountable.
No one's an absolute.
I lost you. All right, he gone. Bob, let him go.
And as Patriots fan, we love to play the Steelers in the playoffs. We wanted no part of Baltimore, but we wanted to play the Steelers because he wouldn't adjust. And we know about it. He never has a losing record. Hasn't won a playoff game since 2016.
That's correct.
So damn near a decade.
Yeah.
I just think, like, when he had those Brown and Roethlisberger, who I'm a big fan of, and those.
All right, man.
They should have won more. That team was loaded. Then you have Rodgers, who can introduce him to ayahuasca and go way off the reservation now and use passive-aggressive behaviors. And I think Rodgers is a top 5, 6 quarterback all time. I really do.
Yeah, but that's fine. But what about now? I mean, I'm worried about perspective. But what does he do for you now? Like, I don't know that he's a top 15 in the league right now.
Probably not. I saw a meme this morning. Take no offense, guys. They said getting Rodgers at this point in his career is like finally getting a chance to date your high school crush. Yes. But now she's divorced and has 4 kids.
And looks like it. Yeah, it's a fair comparison. I mean, it looks like it. If you think you're getting Aaron Rodgers from MVP days, and people will tell you that's only 3 years ago, yeah, it might be only 3 years ago, but it's an Achilles ago, and you're 41 years old. Tom Brady didn't get better at 41. He was still good, but he didn't get better at 41.
Oh, that's interesting. And there's a very articulate Steelers fan that calls in. I'm interested. They can't be happy, but I think it'll be entertaining. Let's switch to basketball real quick. Thank you for a little bit of extra time this morning. Uncle Momentum is an interesting thing. The reason Halliburton didn't shoot a lot because they had a concerted effort, and if you watch the game, he couldn't get a shot off. They extended the zone.
Yeah, they extended the zone, and that was
delivered at the end of the game. So the game changed quickly. But when you watched OKC, anytime they needed a basket, they got point-blank looks or wide-open looks. Jeff, and this isn't hubris, I still think they're going to win 3 or 4 straight games, OKC. I think they're going to kick themselves for last night. It was, Toppin hit 6 or 7 threes. Come on, man. Guys step up and deliver. They were banking in threes, and they delivered. So you always ask the question, was it more of a choke or was it more of a great comeback? And it's an element of both. But I do think there's an element when a team's down and the game's you're probably going to lose, you play more loose. And then as you start to close the gap, the other team tightens up, and that's exactly what happened last night.
Look, this is what I was saying. You heard me. I don't know if I know you listen often. I'm probably the only guy with a microphone, or at least one of the few that picked Indiana to win last night, because I think Oklahoma City wins the series. But everything you said, I just thought Indiana had absolutely nothing to lose, and they were, I got to believe, sick of hearing how they didn't belong. And so if there was a game they were going to pick off, it was that one. Now, they may lose 4 in a row. I think this thing's probably 6. Oklahoma City's going to win the series. I do. I just think Oklahoma City's better. But everything you said and the way they handled Halliburton was exactly what we thought they were going to do. But if they were going to win a game, and I firmly believed they were going to win at least one game, it was going to be last night. And that's how it played out. So, all right. Edward called at 5:00. And Bob, his phone's cutting out, so let's be done. 505-246-067. That's how I saw this playing out. The Rodgers thing is so interesting, you guys. And Steeler fan is everywhere with this. Let's be real with Rodgers now. He's got more losing seasons since 2017 than he has playoff wins, right? Have 3 losing seasons, and he's won 2 playoff games since 2017. This is now 2025. I think you knew that, but somehow we lose perspective sometimes. Deshaun Elliott is a safety on the Steelers. He got on social media, and the Steelers have been betting favorites to land Rodgers, and on social media, the Steelers safety, Deshaun Elliott, said, leave his ass at the retirement home. It'll be an interesting locker room when he goes in there. I don't know that he can go in there with the same swagger, how he's going to be received. I will tell you this. I know whether or not you believe that Mason Rudolph, the guy who was slated to be the number 1 quarterback before Rodgers gets there, whether you believe he's a number 1 quarterback or not, I don't really think you do, and I'm not sure I do. Here's the deal. The Steelers kind of did, and they like him. He's popular in that locker room. And Rodgers can't just walk in, swagger, and pull the I'm Aaron Rodgers thing and fall in love with me. And he'll tell you, I'm not there to make friends. I'm here to win. And I think there's something to that, and I appreciate that. But Rodgers going there, I do think it makes them better than they were yesterday. I do. Now, do I think Rodgers is an upgrade from Mason Rudolph? I've seen enough Mason Rudolph. I think you have too. Mason Rudolph's a guy that obviously is a good dude, that is good enough to keep getting contracts and keep getting jobs and bounce around the NFL, and he's making a hell of a living. But do I believe he's a long-time starting quarterback? I don't think you do or I do, and I don't believe the Steelers do, and that's why they went out and did this. So do I think they upgraded? Yeah, but what does that mean? Tell me where you think now the Steelers are better at quarterback than anybody in their division. all right, you're going to tell me they're better than Cleveland because Cleveland's got 4. And I don't know. Let's see what Shedeur Sanders or Joe Flacco or let's see what they do. Are they better than Cincinnati? Hell no. Are they better than Baltimore? Of course not. Right? Joe Burrow and Lamar? No. How many places are the Steelers better than another team in the AFC? They're not better than Buffalo? I mean, you can decide if you think Tua is better. Maybe they're better than the Jets. New England? Maybe. Not Houston. Probably Indy, not Jacksonville. Maybe Tennessee. I don't think they're better than Denver, Kansas City, the Raiders, or the Chargers. They make the playoffs? Like, is this a playoff? Do they sneak into the 7th spot? So everybody, they'll sneak back into the 7th spot, and then they'll get beat again in the first round. I'm not certain that happens. Why? Because Aaron Rodgers is there? What has Aaron Rodgers done in the last 2 seasons to make you believe that Aaron Rodgers is the guy that comes in? They got DK Metcalf now. Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's certainly an upgrade. I think it's wonderful. But what has Aaron Rodgers done over the last 2 seasons? And you got to look at last year because the year before he was hurt. That makes you say, all right, he is that dude. Now, everything Edwards said, Hall of Fame quarterback, yes. Top whatever of all time, okay. But the guy that was playing back in 2015 is not the dude you just signed. I mean, it's the dude, but it's not the player. It might not even be the dude anymore. It might be a totally different dude, right? That's not who you signed. Now, is it an upgrade? The situation that you found yourself in, I'm fine with the Steelers doing it. Like, I'm going to tell you, I think it's the right move by the Steelers. I do. I think they got better. I just don't know that I think they got better enough to be who they think they are. Steeler fan 505-246-0610. I love your thoughts on this one because this is you now. 505-246-0610. Emails coming in. Jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. And you can find us on YouTube or on our Facebook page. You can watch the show. You can see Gato Roberto's pretty face. Look at him smiling. He got up this morning, combed his hair. He looks good this morning.
What little hair I have.
Look, man. I'm the last guy who's going to ever bag on someone's hair. All right. When we come back, I want to get into this a little bit more. I'm going to read you some of your correspondence. Kevin Durant might be on the block. Giannis Antetokounmpo seems like it's on the block. We had an announcement yesterday. If you want to get in, I'll explain. So I got to hit something on the Isleta New Mexico Bowl date and correct something that Sean. The way it was presented in the paper, I got to set something a little bit straight as well as far as the date for Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Hey, you shopping for a beautiful piece of jewelry? Go by My Jeweler store. Why? Because they're the best jewelry store in town. Because they're unlike anybody else. Because right now, they've got 3,000 men's and women's engagement rings sitting there, bridal rings right on hand for you to look at. If they don't have exactly what you're looking for, and even if you don't know why, you're like, I don't know what I'm looking for, they will walk you through the process and they will make it for you right there, whatever you can dream of, in their state-of-the-art design center on premises. John walked me through it. He showed me what they do. It's pretty amazing. All the other jewelry stores have to send it out to Dallas or L.A. or somewhere else to get stuff made. John's got it done right there. They offer the only free lifetime nation warranty in Albuquerque. So looking for an engagement ring, an anniversary gift, something for you, maybe a graduation gift, just a beautiful piece of jewelry. You want to go look and see, hey, maybe what do I want? John Thomas Jewelers is your spot. They're the only 5-star Google-rated full-service jewelry store in town, the fastest-growing jeweler in New Mexico for 3 straight years, voted the best jeweler in Albuquerque 4 years in a row, and voted the coolest jewelry store in America by In-Store Magazine. So many reasons for you to go by and see why John Thomas Jewelers is not only the best jeweler in Albuquerque, they're my jeweler. On Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, 3rd floor of the Lewis University Building, 2440 Louisiana Northeast, Suite 310. It's John Thomas Jewelers, where Albuquerque gets engaged.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican, fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports.
Talk about Scotty Scheffler's run. Get you ready for the U.S. Open next week. Talk some golf at 8:30, and then Kenny Thomas will be in. He's the host of his own show now. Saturday morning, you listen to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas. Scott Roberto's in for JJ today. Kenny's got his own show now, Bob.
Yeah, I know.
He's big. He's a big man. I mean, you know, he's a big man, but now he's a big man. All right, 505-246-0610. Pacers 111, Thunder 110 last night. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Pacers trailed all night until the final 0.3 of a second and went to triple zeros. It was Indiana with a 1-0 lead. Let's go to the phones. 505-246-0610. Miguel, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's happening, Miguel?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for taking the call. Incredible game, right? It was just, I tell you what, I had a betting ticket in my hand, 9.5 points in the Pacers, and I didn't rip it up, but I was watching that OKC defense. I'm like, that was just a smothering defense. Yeah. And then I just, the Pacers do what they do, and they had 6 players in double figures Nobody's talking about that. It was a team effort. And Halliburton hit the shot, but it was New Mexico State's Pascal Siakam that led the team in scoring.
Yep.
And, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got all of his points, but it makes me wonder what the mentality of Oklahoma City's is this morning. This isn't the Golden State Warriors. This isn't Seth Curry, who's been to the finals 3 or 4 times, and they've been behind and they know how to react. I got to believe the mentality of losing the home court advantage is going to affect them somehow. And I'm not saying that they're going to lose the series, but I would not be shocked if somehow the Pacers won this series, because they don't have. If they can hold home court advantage, that's all they have to do. Now, I'm not saying that's easy to do.
Sure.
The Gainbridge Fieldhouse is going to be rocking in games 3 and 4, and if there's some way that they can win those games and come back in a game 6 and win a game 6, they could win the series in 6 games.
Yeah, no, I think it wouldn't shock me. It would surprise me. You bet the 9.5. We all love the 9.5. You didn't take my advice and take Pacers on money line last night. You can hear me say the Pacers. No, I called the Pacers to win the game.
I'm not as smart as you, man.
No, there was something, and this is one of those where I finally got one right. But I went against the grain. When everybody in the world is going one way,
right.
I just felt I got to go the other way. And the common sense is, well, everybody's going that way because it's so obvious. It wasn't as obvious. I told you earlier, there's no way I thought the Pacers were getting swept. And if they were going to win a game, I thought it was that one because, if nothing else, they're proud, they're good, and I think they were sick and tired of hearing how they had no chance.
Yeah. So. And, Jeff, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, you should brag about this for eternity. I mean, because to take the Pacers, none of us were bold enough to say that. I did say that there were some tangibles that they had a chance, but I wasn't going to predict them. I thought they could cover 9.5, but no way would I have been bold enough to put them on the money line.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been wrong before, but I had them in game 1. All right, man, you have a great weekend out there in Arizona. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks, man.
Okay, take care.
All right, Miguel called at 505-246-0610. I just everything he said was right. Now, that's an aspect we didn't think about. First of all, the Pacers did have 6 guys in double figures. They're balanced. I think when you have this conversation about this series, the easy conversation is how good Oklahoma City is. And it's a fair conversation, and you're right, and they are good, and they are spectacular. Yes. But what's overlooked is the other side of this is, damn, Indiana's pretty good. And they have been disrespected at every level. I told you yesterday or 2 days ago, I firmly believe the reason Tom Thibodeau got fired by the Knicks is not that because they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, but it's because to whom they lost. That I don't think anybody respects Indiana. Indiana's gotten coaches fired, man. Right after they beat the Nuggets, that's when the Nuggets fired Michael Malone. The Suns, I believe, fired their coach right after losing to them. The Knicks did too. There's something about whatever it is about them that you don't want to respect him. I firmly believe when the Knicks beat the Celtics, the front office of the Knicks believed that they were in the finals, that they were going to get past Indiana. Well, I mean, because they were built to beat Boston, and they did. And here's this pesky little Indiana team, and when they stole Game 1, in retrospect, they ripped their hearts out and won that series. And so here you are now where, Oklahoma City is really, really good. Again, I do believe they're going to win the series. I think they're better. I don't think it's going to be easy. Indiana's freaking good, and they got this intangible. They got this it. There's a grit to them, man. And what Miguel just said, how does Oklahoma City come back? They're not the Warriors. They haven't been there before. That's a gut-wrencher last night. If you look at it and say we were better for 47 minutes and 59.6 seconds, and so we're going to win and we're good, or you're like, holy bleep, how the hell did that happen? We got to bounce back. I think they bounce back. I think they're good enough and gritty enough, and they probably learned something. But, man, looking past Indiana is such a bad idea. It's the opening drive. Gato Roberto's in for JJ. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta. Thank you for being with us on a Friday morning on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves
Sports Animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, you're coming in on a Friday. We will hoe at some point. That is completely up to Gato Roberto at what point maybe we hoe with Kenny Thomas.
That's what I was thinking.
You gonna make Kenny hoe today?
Yeah.
He's trying to figure it out. He's a little uncomfortable when you say, Kenny, we're gonna hoe. He's like, what?
Yeah.
And then he's hoed before, but I mean, he's all right with that. Maybe we can get his computer fired up and get him on the video link as well. We'll see. All right, it's the opening drive, and JJ is out today. Gato Roberto is answering the call. Called in the lefty from the bullpen, went in and brought the closer in, and so on a Friday he'll close out the week. And appreciate Bob coming in this morning, and thank you. I know it was a late call for you last night and late night and sleep deprivation, but appreciate you coming in this morning. It's always good seeing you.
That's what I do.
I know it is, and you do it better than anybody. So thank you. Lots of calls this morning, lots of your stuff, and boy, why not? Coming off of what we saw last night, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was the best game ever. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was the best ending ever, but I am going to tell you that it was pretty damn amazing, that it was quite stunning. You can put whatever words you want on it, and I'll listen to you. because I don't have them all. I've got mine, but I'd love to hear your words. The Pacers come back and win 111-110. They take game one of the NBA Finals in Oklahoma City yesterday. They take it after being down by 15 points in the fourth quarter, by being down all night, by not having the lead until the final 0.3 of the second. Tyrese Halliburton hits the game winner as he has hit big shots throughout the playoffs. This is going to be one of those games you remember. Now, if Indiana wins the series, you'll absolutely remember it more so. But this will be one of those games that you remember the end of. Now, I don't think it goes down like a Michael Jordan over Brian Russell back in Salt Lake City, or over Mark Price in Cleveland and one of those, because those all Michael Jordan's team won the series. I don't believe that Indiana wins the series, although, I give them a chance. I give them way more of a chance than most people do. And like I said, I picked them to win yesterday. Miguel said I should brag. I don't want to brag. I finally got one right, but everybody in the world was going against them, and I just felt I had to go the other way because I just didn't see a sweep. I think this team's too damn good and too damn gritty. So we can get there. We've been talking about that all morning at 505-246-0610. The Aaron Rodgers stuff is available for you as well. Pittsburgh Steelers, are they better? Yeah, they're better with Aaron Rodgers. We can get there as well. Did make an announcement yesterday. All the bowl season schedule, college football bowl schedule came out. And the Isleta New Mexico Bowl will play its 20. And whenever I say this, Bob, I guess I've got to give full disclosure that I am the executive director of the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. And so, I do have certainly a vested interest in that. But I want to set one thing straight. So the game is going to be the 27th of December, which is going to be post-Christmas for the second time. And we'll play at 3:45 local time, 5:45 on the East Coast, and it'll be on ESPN. And Sean Ryder, I talked to him, the Albuquerque Journal writer, and he asked, why is the game, why is it after Christmas? And he wrote in here, and it's just it came off certainly not the way that I said it. He said that if the game remained on the third Saturday in December, where it had historically been, it said, I told the Journal it would have interfered with ESPN's prized first-round college football playoff. I never said it would have interfered. Let me explain. Like, we're going to interfere with it. No. I didn't say that. I did say that the reason that the game, or one of the reasons that the game is not on its historical third Saturday in December for last year and this year, is because the college football playoff has taken over that day. Like, it's not like we had an option to go interfere with them. No. The third Saturday in December, where we have historically played, there are no bowl games. The college football playoff has taken they play one game on Friday, and they play 3 games on Saturday, and I believe that to be the 20th of this year. So we didn't have the option to go, quote, end quote, interfere with the college football playoff. I know what we are and I know what we're not, and that was an option. There are no bowl games being played that day. So that's one of the main reasons why did it go post-Christmas. When you look at the calendar, there are only 3 Saturdays in December before Christmas, as there were last year. I think the calendar may flip next year. But so that's why this is the way it is. Next year's going to be actually really interesting because I think Christmas is on Friday, and what do we do? And it'll be, we'll worry about next year when we get to next year. But so that's where it is. We're back on a Saturday. Bob, you've been around here for a while, and you've known me. I've been running this game for 20 years now. I think it was really important for our local fans to continue to play on a Saturday afternoon, which we're doing. We're in I think a wonderful television slot on Saturday at 5:45 on the East Coast, 3:45 Mountain Time. And I love where we are on the schedule, and we're back on a Saturday afternoon. This will be post-Christmas. It worked out really well, I think, for local fans last year, and I'm kind of stoked. And hopefully you get a bunch of extra business people in town driving around in your car.
Yeah. Well, I pulled up the calendar for next year.
Yeah.
There are 3 Saturdays before Christmas.
And Christmas is Friday?
And Christmas is a Friday, and the 4th Saturday is the 26th.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do next year. I'll worry about that next year. No,
Let's get through this year first.
Yeah, that makes next year really, really tough. It does because I guess the day after Christmas for fans, it's a tough bowl week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just as far as what do we do with the luncheon and all those things. But we'll figure it out. Yeah, we're not the only ones who have to deal with that. So we'll figure it out. So that's there for you. The bowl schedule's out. It was announced not only by ESPN but the bowl season. The association released that. But I obviously we had to fit into the television schedule, and ESPN's got a puzzle to put together. I know the guys the people who do that, and it's a big puzzle. You got 40-something games. The amount of windows has shrunk because the college football playoff, was taken away that Saturday. So you lose a lot of. I want to say they were playing 6-7 games on that third Saturday. So that's why you saw games backed up all the way to the Army-Navy weekend, the Celebration Bowl's there. You've got game. I think the LA Bowl is the 13th, all the way back on the day of the Army-Navy game. So that's there for you. But hopefully you saw that, and I think the story, at least from where I'm sitting, is it's our 20th anniversary, man. It's the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl, and I'm going to change hats here for a second, from host to executive director of a bowl game. But Bob, when we started this game back in 2006, and I took over that job and started running a bowl game, the sentiment really was, well, what are you going to do when the bowl game dies? What are you going to do when the bowl game goes away? Are you going back into TV, or what are you going to do? And I'm like, damn, I'm the only one dumb enough to think this thing's going to be around for a while. And here we are celebrating 2 decades of great games, great memories, players, putting millions and millions of dollars into our city and our state's economy, and creating countless memories, and just kind of becoming, I am proud of it. And if,
well,
people, people don't like, if there's people who want to bag on it, that's cool. Don't watch, don't go, but whatever. There's no negatives to it. It's put a lot of money and a lot of positives into our community. And the fact that we're looking back, and we looked at the wall the other day, and we started going through photos and videos, and 20 years is a long time, man. And I had a little more hair back when we started this thing back.
We're going back to the hair thing, huh?
Yeah, we always go back to the hair thing, Bob. But it's cool, man. It's we put out the new logo yesterday, or the commemorative logo, and we got some things coming but yeah, man, I was the only one dumb enough to think this thing was going to last 2 decades and more, and I think there's a lot more run in a bowl game in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So.
I don't think that's being dumb. I think that's being committed to a vision.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, I certainly was that. I had a thought. I remember back when we started this thing, I thought, I want it to become a tradition. I want it to become something cool. And now I know, like my kid, and I've got some friends whose kids basically grew up around the bowl game. Like the holiday season was always, snow on the mountains and the bowl game, and then the fat guy coming down the chimney.
Yeah.
And Addie's been to. It's so funny. I do the trophy presentation. I kind of pick her up, and we did it last year when she was 18 years old. She came up on stage, and I picked her up. But you look at through the years, that picture of me holding her on stage, and what she looked like, certainly what I look like, right, over 20 years worth of time. But my nephew now, my brother's son, he grew up at the game. He started coming when he was super little. He's 21, going to be 22 in January, and now he's a junior up at the University of Oregon. But this will be the 3rd year. He comes down and he's part of our crew. Monica's accepted him. My crew's accepted him. He comes down and he works for us seasonally. His finals are over. He comes down to Albuquerque and he's part of it. We've had a bunch of people around town whose kids have been interns with us and been part of it, and special memories, and just we've had teams, I want to say, from 8 different conferences and an independent play, and it's just been really cool, man. So we did announce that yesterday, and again, I just want to correct that one thing. I never said or insinuated that we would have interfered with ESPN's prized first round. I never said that. I like Sean Ryder a lot, but
he's a nice guy.
one of the reasons that we're not on that third Saturday is there are no bowl games. There was no option for us to go interfere with the college football playoff, nor if we played would we be interfering with the college football playoff.
Yeah.
That's just the way that goes. All right, I got a sweet deal for you coming up here in a few minutes. 505-246-0610. I want you to get in on Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. I want you to get in on a team that trailed for 47 minutes and 59.6 seconds and turned the ball over 24 times. Is the team that's leading the NBA Finals. That was something last night. The baseball was good yesterday as well. Kenny Thomas is going to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. We'll have Nick Nee from San Diego Golf in at 8:30. It's the opening drive. Gato Roberto's in for J.J. Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride.
I don't know. The Tucanos guy.
So he can hear me. It's Tucanos, and his name is David. Is it David?
I'll go check.
Yeah, it's got to be David. Well, yeah, please do. That would help me.
David is confirmed.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does
Barbecue chicken and ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all.
What a night last night, huh? First game, NBA Championship Series, the finals is what they call it. 111-110, the Pacers over the Thunder. Tyrese Halliburton, Mr. Big Shot of this generation, or at least he's becoming that. I mean, I don't want to jump the gun and I don't want to get all hyperbolic on you, but how many big shots does he have to hit to become this generation's Mr. Big Shot? We'll talk about that with Kenny Thomas coming up at 9 o'clock. The former Lobo great and the 11-year NBA veteran will join us then. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta. Gato Roberto is in for JJ today. You're calling us at 505-246-0610. Fred, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Fred.
How's it going, Jeff?
Life's grooving,
I
Fred.
always thought that you would be able to do the New Mexico games. The New Mexico Bowl game, and for 20 years, I really did. You've done a great job, and I just want to tell you that before I say what I want to say. But anyway, great job, and do another 20 more years. I don't know if you want to do another 20 more, but what the heck.
I got time in me, man. I ain't going anywhere. I still enjoy it. I'm still proud of it. I still think that it's got a place. I think it's got a value. I think it's got it does a lot of positive things. It puts on a great experience for the student athletes and the people who come. So as long as I think we're doing the right way, the right thing the right way for the right reason, and I do, then I'm going to continue to do it.
Well, you've also done a great job on the radio show. It's the number one show by far, and everybody looks forward to it every morning.
Thank you.
Hey, the reason I called, though, is, you know me, track and field.
Yep.
I just want to congratulate Stokes and Fernando Lobo for right away. I mean, I've heard rumors that he was getting offers from all kinds of schools and stuff, and they've already inked him to a new deal now. So now he's set to make $145,000 his first year, then $150,000 his second, and so on and so forth. So, and they're also looking about raising some of the assistant coaches' money too. But the one thing that was really cool too is, you know, we have 11 people competing this weekend, and we have a chance to win so many first places. It's unbelievable. But the thing that was really cool about him at the end of the quote in the paper, it says, in coaching, I think as soon as you do something, it's like enjoy it for a little bit, then on to the next one. We're going to enjoy this week and next week. We're going to firmly focus on the following year with recruitment and transfer portals, trying to win 6 league titles.
Hey, Fred, I want to give the people understand what you're talking about, because Darren Galson is the track and field and cross country coach at UNM, and he was extended the other day. When Joe Henry left, I'm not going to lie, Fred, I thought they were in trouble, and I thought that he was so good at what he did. I'm like, how are they going to get better? And in 2 seasons as the head coach, this is for cross country and in track, Darren has won 5 Mountain West Coach of the Year awards. You're like, how can that be? Because it's men's, it's women's, it's cross country, and it's track. He is Coach of the Year, both 23 and 24, Women's Cross Country Coach of the Year 24, Women's Indoor, Women's Outdoor Coach of the Year, like gone on and on. They've had 4 national runner-up finishes, 1 individual national champion, 19 All-America, and 2 top 10 finishes. yeah, you hold on to that guy, you pay him, you do what you can, because it might not be football, but what they're doing there, if you're going to do it the right way. And they went out and found a guy that I just didn't think they could get better, and it feels like they have.
Yeah, it's exactly what I thought about Franklin, too. God, I was so
I said
upset
Henry.
when
I said Henry. I apologize. It was Joe
Oh.
Franklin. That was before. Henry was before Joe Franklin. That's how long I've been here.
Yeah. But anyway, just to finish what I was doing at the very end, though, what I thought was really cool about this coach, he says that we really want to win 6 before some people leave the Mountain West, just to say, hey, look, we are the best team in the Mountain West. You might be leaving, but we're the best team, and I thought that was kind of cool that he said that.
Yeah, that's great.
Because we're going to lose all that. Well, I think he's talking about really Colorado State.
Of course,
Colorado State's always has seemed for some reason to beat it.
Yeah. All right, man. No, I appreciate it. That's a great
Okay,
call.
guys.
Thank you for the kind words, Fred. Appreciate
Yeah.
you. All right, Fred
Yeah.
called at 505-246-0610. All right, we got a sweet deal for you today, and this is pretty special. We were just talking about the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, and Tucanos we're going on 20 years, and for all but the COVID year when we were in Frisco, Tucanos has been the place that feeds our VIP tent, our pregame tailgate, which is now called the Tito's Tailgate tent. But they've fed our VIPs every single year for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, and I talked to Mickey, and I know they're in again this year. David is in this morning. We got a sweet deal for you at Tucanos. It'll go live on our website at 9 o'clock. You click on, you go to the opening drive, go to the Sports Animals website. It's sportsanimалabq.com. And you click on the opening, or on the Sweet Deal logo. Goodness gracious. And for $30, you get $60 at Tucanos. David, how you living, man? Sorry I'm not in studio to shake your hand. How are you?
Oh, doing fantastic. You're missing out. We brought food.
Did you really?
Oh,
I mean, we put a little in a little container for me, and I can have it on Monday when I get back.
You do realize who you work with, right?
I understand there's nothing there. Well, first of all, I appreciate everything you guys have done for us at the bowl game for all these years. And I know I talked to Mickey about a month ago, and he says, yep, we're in for the 20th anniversary game and looking forward to it. But, man, what you guys have going on right now, Father's Day is coming up. Bring Dad by there on June 14th or 15th. That's next week. You got roasted ribeye, salmon, grilled shrimp, center cut, sterling, all of that's added to your everyday Tucanos favorites. You got a big deal going on out there, huh?
Oh, definitely. And as a matter of fact, we even have specialty drinks, too, for the fathers.
They get their own glass, like a 25th anniversary. You guys are 25. We're only 20. We're catching up to you, though.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Father's Day dessert as well, so you got a lot. June 10th is the second Monday. Club Tucanos members with a registered card get $25 churrasco, and you can join Club Tucanos at tucanos.com. Let people know when you're open, because I know that you're not open every day for lunch anymore, correct?
That is correct. We actually open from 4 to 10, Monday through Thursday, but we are open for lunch on Fridays. So from 11 to 11, Saturday from 11 to 11, and Sunday we're open from 11 to 9. Just be aware that on Saturday and Sunday it's dinner prices because we have everything, the full churrasco.
Yeah, no, it's great, and I still believe you have the best salad bar in town. It's I just go in there and that could be my whole meal because it is a whole meal. It's just as good as it gets. All right, remind people again. You got Father's Day coming up. This is a place to take Dad. What you got going on?
We also have our happy hours as well. We just started out happy hours, $7 appetizers, make $7 drinks and things along those lines. We're just trying to basically just bring people back downtown.
Yeah, you're right there on First and Central, right there on the southwest corner of First and Central, where you've been for 25 years, I believe, the whole time, right? You've been there for full 25
That is
years?
correct. That's correct. That's where the second Monday comes in. The $25 celebrates our 25 years.
I love that. All right, man. Well, take part in this sweet deal. Go to our website, sportsanimалabq.com. Do it at 9 o'clock because they're going to go quickly. Click on the Sweet Deal logo, and for just $30, you get $60 to spend at Tucanos. Think about Tucanos for Father's Day, for happy hour, for dinner, for weekend meals, for everything that David just told you about. It's great to hear you, my friend. I'm sorry I don't get to see you in studio, but I know I'll see you sometime soon. And, again, thank you for everything that you've done for us for all the years.
Oh, thank you, and don't worry about it. I'll eat your food.
I know you will. I know you will, and you'll enjoy it.
Of course.
And I'll miss it. All right, I'll see you soon.
All right, see you soon.
All right, when we get back, Nick Nee is going to be with us. He is the director of golf at the beautiful Sandia Golf Club. Get you ready for next week's U.S. Open. Get you a golf tip. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This message is brought by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at Golden.
The Canadian Open, Cameron Champ is your leader. He's 11 under right now, one shot better than Thorbjorn Olesen. Liv is in Virginia. They'll tee off later today. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Next week will be golf's 3rd major. The U.S. Open is next week. Let's talk a little golf. Check in with our good friend, the director of golf at the beautiful San Diego Golf Club, Nick Nee. Good morning, Nick. How you living?
We're living well. Happy Friday.
Heather, every golf course in our state was thirsty, and a couple of storms came through. Had to be good for everybody, including your golf course.
Oh, it was great. You know, we kind of got hot real quick, a little windy, so you take out some of that water out of the plant. But we got some Mother Nature and a natural drink of water, so we're seeing the impact already. It's been good, so I hope everyone gets out to play some golf this weekend, certainly at San Diego.
Yeah, it's all at sandiegolf.com, and you can make your tee time there. Last week, we watched another Scotty Scheffler win. He wins Jack's tournament, wins big again. I'm running out of superlatives, and I know I've used the term Tiger-esque, and people are like, easy, he's not Tiger. And I'm like, I got it, man. He's not Tiger Woods. But give me a better word then for the run that he's on. And when the Rockies had lost a bunch of games, when they had won in a month as many games the Rockies had as Scotty Scheffler won golf tournaments, it said a whole lot. How do you describe what Scotty's doing?
Yeah, I think when you start talking, you know, we obviously always want to compare in the sporting world and in the modern game, there's just nobody you compare it to. So when you get somebody that defends a title the first time since Tiger Woods in 2001, 24 years ago, he's done it right now. You just run out of people to compare, and you have to go to that. I think when you start talking the mental capacity and the mental side of the game, he's the closest thing to Tiger that we've ever seen. And he's only 28 years old, so this conversation is only going to continue to kind of ramp up, if you will, as he continues on his journey and his professional career, because he's still got some tremendous golf ahead of him. And I think that this conversation, he's going to be the closest thing that we've seen since Tiger, because he's doing things that he did in the modern game.
I love that you bring up the mental side, because I've contended for a long time the difference in talent between the number 1 player in the world and the number 75 player in the world is probably very, very slim. But I always think the winners, the consistent winners, it's above the neck that they find the difference. And I know we've talked about this, but his mental game feels like, and people say he's boring or stoic or whatever, but maybe that's what you need to be. Tiger on the golf course would pump his fist and be a little more outwardly emotional, But it feels like that's where Scotty's advantage is because, look, man, Rory hits the ball as far, and other guys have short games and make putts. But this guy seems to bounce back from his few mistakes better than anyone else and make fewer mistakes than anyone else.
You're 100% correct. I mean, this game, those guys at that level, at the Korn Ferry level, obviously you're seeing it at the collegiate game, how good those guys are in this game. There's got to be – there's a fine line, and really when you start talking that fine line, it does become – what's between the ears and how you can bounce back. I think for every bogey Scotty makes out of his next 4 holes, he averages 2 birdies. So you start talking somebody that can really just understand. You know, I always love his quote, and I know I've said it before. They asked him in an interview, you know, what's your approach after you make a bogey? If something bad happens on the golf course, he just continues to say, I believe something good's going to happen. So when you can kind of be able to understand that next shot's the most important shot, continue to move forward, continue on your process, you're going to run into challenges. You're going to run into adversity in a round of golf. And when you can have the mental capacity to say, something good's on the horizon, you know, I got through this, but something good's coming up. It shows in what he's able to do. And that is, I think you're 100% correct, the fine line and the difference between being number 1 in the world and being 75th or being on the, you know, the cut line. How can you get yourself mentally to forget what happened because it's in the past and continue on your process and routine moving forward? And Scotty's tremendous at it. It's why he's where he's at, and you know, it's fun to watch. I think he's great for the game. I think it shows that you don't have to have the perfect swing, the perfect footwear. You don't have to have all these picture-perfect things. You can still play tremendous golf just in your own way and be creative in that way.
It's kind of a microcosm of life, isn't it? You know, forget about what just happened, to move on and be better on the next one. I mean, literally, it's a microcosm of everything we do. He's Nick Nee, the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club. All right, before we get to the golf tip, I want to get into Rory. Rory, and I want you to explain this because you're going to be better at this than I. Rory was upset, didn't speak to the media. So at the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, his driver failed a conformity test. Basically, I guess, and I want you to get into this more, the more you use a driver, I guess it wears it down, and drivers get tested. And so his driver head was deemed to be non-conforming. And I guess this is relatively common, and they all have different drivers and new drivers. And his name was leaked. And he was upset that his name was leaked because the insinuation that somehow he's cheating, when in fact others had their driver fail the test, including Scotty Scheffler. Can you get into this and why he was so upset and because I guess this is common and happens every week.
Absolutely. I think he's fair in his frustrations. If it's supposed to be confidential, then he trusts that those individuals will keep that information confidential, and it got leaked. And, you know, I respect the fact that he came out and he was pretty transparent. He didn't want to say anything he regretted. You know, I think the thing I didn't really think about is they have a platform with social media if they want to hop on and speak. You know, but I also think he does owe it to maybe some fans to be able to talk to the media, to be able to just say what's on his mind. But at that heated moment, you know, I certainly respect his position. And really what they're looking at, you know, when we hit drivers, but, you know, we have that trampoline effect off of the face. When they hit it at the speed that they have, that face wears out and it becomes a little bit thin, so you increase the trampoline effect and increases ball speeds and increases distance. So when they test it, you know, that's what pretty much they're looking at, right? How the ball is reacting to the face. And when you wear that thing down a little bit just over time, that layer of that face and the profile of the face becomes a little bit thinner, so they can increase some distance. And there's certain thresholds within the USGA, the PGA of America, obviously the R&A for the overseas game. They have those metrics that they have to test the drivers for speed and what that trampoline effect looks like off of the club face. His came off as non-conforming as Scotty's did. His name got leaked. I respect his position, you know, but I also think, you know, we as fans, I love post-game interviews. I love the Tyrese Halliburton interview last night. I love when guys talk after it so we can kind of get into, you know, we're invested in this, right? We're invested in what they have. We want to hear what they want to say. So whether it's his social media, but I also think maybe after the media, you know, they should be able to give some time. And whether it's topics that are left off the table, that's obviously between them. They obviously need to work out a contract to get them to do that. But, again, I respect where he's at because he was frustrated.
Yeah. All right. What do you got for a golf tip to make us better?
Yeah, we worked a little bit on the takeaway. So we're going to take that stick away last week. We worked on it going down the quad. So this is kind of a integration of the golf ball and actually swinging. What we're going to do is just peg a tee in the ground to start. we're going to address that tee and put a golf ball right behind the club head. As we feel that rod working down our left side, we're just going to sweep that golf ball going straight back. So for us to take it too far inside, you'll feel that club or that ball roll off the toe of the club. And if you go outside, you'll see it release on the heel of the club. We just want to push that ball straight back, almost away directly from our target line. That's a really good takeaway. It gets your hands low and slow, and oftentimes when we mess up, it's because we get that club going too vertical, like I said last week. This will now incorporate, a swing that you can actually hit the tee on the way through. As you progress in it, incorporate a golf ball, and you'll see that as we start to build the foundation of swing with the takeaway, we can get that club going at a good path and a great impact position coming through.
It amazes me how important the takeaway is. If you get started on the wrong path, your swing's screwed, for lack of a better term.
It is. If you get it too vertical, you become steep. If you get it too far on the inside, you're really shallow. You get stuck. Really, how we get that club from address to hip high on the backswing can really set us up for success or create some failures.
Yeah. All right, what's going on at your place? Everything's at sandiagolf.com, but you got Father's Day coming up. You got lunches. You got the patio. What's going on out there?
It's rocking and rolling, man. It's a great time of year. Patios, obviously the best in the state. Come out and have a good meal. Ernie does a great job. We sell gift cards online, so if you're looking for a Father's Day gift and you don't know what to get them because they're picky about what they like, just get them a gift card available at sandiagolf.com. Follow us on social media at San Diego Golf for your support of PGA Reach as I try to raise $5,000 for the New York City Marathon and raise funds for military, diverse communities, and obviously juniors. So that's available on our social media platforms. But come in and see us. Everything's online at sandiagolf.com. We hope everyone gets out to enjoy the golf course because it's in tremendous shape.
Real quick, talk about your efforts and what you're raising money for and how people can help you with that.
Yeah, we're just taking donations. I'll run the New York City Marathon November 2nd.
It's amazing.
So I'll run a pretty aggressive campaign from now until then to support PGA Reach. PGA Reach is a foundation that has three main pillars: military, inclusion and diversity for, minorities to get involved in the game of golf, but then also PGA Junior League, which obviously, as you know, Jeff, and as many know, I'm truly invested in PGA Junior League. It's done wonders for my son and my family. So this supports that. It supports the money raised for PGA Junior League goes to scholarships that the kids can play the game in communities where they can't afford equipment or can't afford coaching fees. But it also allows veterans. PGA Hope is a huge pillar of helping our Patriots everywhere. There's a lot of initiatives within the three pillars. Your donation directly impacts those initiatives. I'll run the streets of New York City to beat up my body to raise some money for kids, military, and diverse communities.
How can people help you?
Yeah, San Diego Golf online at our social media. There's a link on our link tree in our bio. Click that. Also come in. We have QR codes in the golf shop. When you're playing, you can scan it, make a direct donation. Little teaser, we're working on a little golf tournament that will also help this. So I'll have more information as we progress through this through September on a golf tournament that will support. But if you're looking to support, easiest is social media, or when you stop in, scan the QR code, and it'll take you directly to my donation page. And I appreciate the support and donation. I'm at $800 right now, so we're certainly on our way to the 5,000.
No, you're the best. Appreciate you. We'll catch up with you next week. Go sandiagolf.com is where you can find everything, and then follow them on the social media. Have a great week, my friend. I'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate the time. Have a good week.
He is Nick Nee, the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club. He's running the marathon, man. He's a golfer running the marathon to raise money for really good causes. Hey, who's watching your home? You're not there right now. Who's watching the house? I know. IPS watches my home when I'm not there. International Protective Service is affordable private security, protecting homes and businesses throughout Albuquerque and Santa Fe. You've worked hard to build what you've got. Don't let the bad guys come in and destroy it. And be proactive on this. If you wait until something happens, well, obviously it's too late. They supply standing guards if you want 24-hour eyes on your home. They will install alarms and camera systems. They've got a state-of-the-art facility that monitors those cameras 24/7. All this raises the level of security around your home and your business. You've worked way too hard to build what you've got. Protect it. Be proactive. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquerque. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Oh, look at you. Gato Roberto, the little Friday hoe.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this might take the whole segment. I mean, if I give you a good hoe. I mean, I got more hoe in me. Yeah, that wasn't my bad. I got a lot more in me. I just, I figured we should probably do something with this segment instead of that. Dallas Stars have fired their head coach this morning. Peter DeBoer went to 3 straight conference finals, but he's out. 3 seasons with the team. Got to the Western Conference final every single time. Didn't get to the final, the Stanley Cup finals, and they fired. I mean, man, sports is a tough business. I'm just telling you. 3 years in a row to the conference finals, and you get tubed. The Knicks get to the conference finals for the first time in a quarter of a century. They didn't get to the finals of the NBA, so they fired their coach too. It is a tough business. All right. We went long with the last one, so we went short with this one. When we come back, we got an hour left to go in this work week. Well, I mean, for this job, Gato Roberto. I mean, you got to work, I got to work, we all got to work. Kenny Thomas is scheduled to be with us. You might have heard of him. Not only is the star of his own radio show, it's called Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock here on the Sports Animal. Former Lobo great, 11 years in the NBA. We'll talk to him about the NBA. Is Tyrese Halliburton this generation's Mr. Big Shot? Kenny Thomas next. It's the opening drive. Gato Roberto and me, Jeff Sabieta, 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
FM and AM 610 KNML, the sports animal. Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Zimbietta and JJ Buck.
I heard him called the premier clutch player in the playoffs of this generation. I don't know that I'm ready to go there yet, but I'm not sure that I'm not either. Tyrese Halliburton has hit 4 game-winning or game-tying shots at the end of a game in these playoffs. He did it last night. The Pacers beat the Thunder in Game 1 of the playoffs, 111-110. Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Friday. Opening drive is in your ear. Jeff Zimbietta, Gato Roberto. What are you eating, man? Is that Tucano? Like what the hell? What are you... Look at you. You're afraid to open your mic.
Yes,
you got Tucanos? What do you got? Some chicken, pork, mac and cheese?
That was bacon wrapped steak, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Oh, it's yummy. Even cold.
Look at I'm out of studio today, and Tucanos is feeding everybody. Maybe that's where Kenny Thomas is. I don't know. Maybe he stopped and got food. Is he late for a segment again today?
Well, let's just say he's not in studio yet.
All right. Well, at some point, I mean, he'll make it. For his show, he'll make it there. He'll be here by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning when his show comes on. So I asked you this question, and as you go through and you kind of digest what you saw yesterday, and the Pacers beating Oklahoma City 111-110, and you may come to the conclusion that Oklahoma City's the better team, and I think ultimately we will end up getting there. But the Pacers won last night, right? Tyrese Halliburton scored 14 points. He was double-teamed. Oklahoma City said, basically, we're going to let somebody else beat us until it came down to the final possession. And when it came down to the final possession, what happened? Tyrese Halliburton had the ball in his hands and was not double-teamed. And I was listening to some stuff this morning, and I think it's right. Game is on the line. Not only I might triple team him. Somebody else is going to have to hit that big shot to beat me. it's going to have to be Pascal Siakam, or if it's going to have to be Nesmith or somebody else. I can't let, if I'm Oklahoma City or the Knicks or whomever it is against he's playing, I can't let Tyrese Halliburton have that shot. Well, Jeff, how are you going to stop it? Well, I'm going to stop it the way I stopped it all night. They defended him in a way where they weren't going to let him beat them all night long. And then off of a miss, and I give Rick Carlisle, the head coach of Indiana, a lot of credit on this. And if Kenny comes in today, I'd love to talk to him about the strategy on this. You know, I'm sure he's got some big meeting again. They didn't call timeout. Rick Carlisle trusted his team to go down the floor and pull it off. I don't care about semantics. I don't care if you want to call Tyrese Halliburton a superstar or a star, or I don't give a damn. And I don't know that I think he does. He may never in his career get the respect that he's earning right now, right? Because the moniker that he's going to carry with him is that one that came out in the players' poll that he was voted the most overrated player in the league. And then it comes out that like 14 players voted for him, and that was the most. And so somebody had to win that, and they won it with 14 or lost it, however you want to put it. But it comes out, and here's the players' poll, and Tyrese Halliburton is the most overrated player in the league. So there's, 32 teams in the league? There's how many stars in the league? How many LeBron James and Steph Currys and Giannis Antetokounmpos and Jalen Brunsons and Kevin Durant's? Pick them. How many of those guys hit the winning shot in Game 1 of the playoffs, of the finals? Game 1 of the finals. The most overrated dude. He's hit 4 game winners or 4 game tires at the end of games in the playoffs. But that's the moniker he's going to carry. And so at some point with a game on the line, you got a double, triple. I don't care how many. Somebody else has got to beat me. If I'm Oklahoma City, somebody else has got to beat me. It can't be that dude. And I thought they did a hell of a job on him last night. What did he score last night? He had 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Like, he's getting everybody else involved. But it's not like he was out there firing the ball all night long. They forced the ball out of his hand. He only took 13 shots. Now, it was second on the team. Siakam took 15. Siakam led him with 19 points. But I can't let that dude take the shot. So I ask you as we go through this, and Mr. Big Shot will always be Big Shot Bob, right? Big Shot Bob. Robert Horry, Big Shot Bob. Who's the most clutch postseason player of this generation? It could be Steph Curry. If you want to tell me it's Steph Curry, we can go back and look through it. That might be right. But right now, give me a guy you want the ball in his hands when the game's on the line and I need a shot, and give me somebody besides Tyrese Halliburton. Jalen Brunson of the Knicks was named the most clutch player in the league, right? He was named most clutch player in the league. I think it was a statistic thing. All right. Is that Kenny Thomas? So I mean, we're only 6 minutes into the segment. Is Kenny Thomas on the phone? What's up, Kenny Thomas? Hi, Kenny Thomas. How are you?
Hey, you need to stop saying my name, man. I have to go through security.
What kind of did you pass? Are you at the airport? Is that where you are?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and I got my Blake's burrito, and then they searched it.
They searched your burrito?
I think they wanted it.
They let you through with it?
Yes, but they tried to open up my burrito, man. I think they wanted to just smell it because it's so good. It's a Christmas with egg and green chili and some bacon. It's popping, man.
Yeah, that's a good burrito. No, that's good. I'm hungry. You're eating. Bob's eating. I got no food. I mean, everybody's eating this morning.
Hey, yeah, right. It's Friday. There's no food in the break room?
No, dude. I'm remote today. I'm somewhere not in the studio today.
Hey, you're making fun of me? Yeah, I am late. My bad.
Hey, all right. Help me on this, dude. Okay, first of all, one person that I know said that Indiana would win. yesterday. I on our show yesterday, I said I think Indiana wins yesterday, and I think Oklahoma wins the series. Yeah. But I thought that Indiana will not get swept, and I thought Game 1 was right for the taking because, I thought that they were going to be sick and tired of hearing how they didn't belong. And if there was a game that was ripe, it was that one. And, dude, they came back from 15 down for the fourth time in the playoffs to win.
Yep.
Halliburton hit the game
quarter.
In the fourth quarter. Halliburton hit the game winner, game tire again. I don't think they win the series, but holy smokes, dude. Is Tyrese Halliburton Mr. Big Shot of this generation?
I mean, holy smokes is right. But that's a good one. I like that one. Yes, he is. And come on, man. I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect the Pacers to come in and win Game 1. I really didn't. The way that Oklahoma City is playing at home, I figured there's no way. But at the same time, I didn't think Indiana wouldn't be in the game. And when Indiana got down by like 14, 15 points in the fourth quarter, obviously you're thinking against a team like OKC, it's like it really might be a wrap. So it wasn't that type of situation, and he is Big Shot Tyrese in the playoffs right now. I think he's tied with Reggie Miller right now at 5, and I think Jordan's at 8 when it comes down to the clutch shots being knocked down in the playoffs. And then I saw a highlight this morning. They were showing a clip of Michael Jordan knocking down a shot against the Utah Jazz in Game 1, and then they won that series. So, yeah, just an interesting situation, and I'm happy for him. I know Tyrese is happy that he got out of Sacramento, which is where I'm on my way to right now.
Will he get his due, Kenny? He got this moniker. The players voted, and he was the most overrated player in the league. And it comes out with like 14 dudes voted for that, which is ridiculous in its own right. Is he going to lose that moniker? I don't care you call him a star, a super. I don't give a damn. I'm watching a guy that is pretty damn clutch. And by the way, somebody else better beat me because it comes down to a last shot. I'm throwing 2-3 dudes at him.
Yeah, I mean, they were throwing 2 or 3 guys at him in the game because they weren't going to allow him to actually beat them, right?
Until it came time to beat him.
Go ahead.
Until it was time to beat him, right? All night long they threw 2 or 3 guys at him until it was time to win.
Yes, and then you notice like there was guys that were like handling the ball, and he wasn't even in the mix going down the stretch into the end of the game because of that type of situation. But the way that he shows up, obviously, the last one he shot was a 3. He took like 2-3 steps back, and it went straight up and came straight down. Yeah. But the confidence that he had when he took that shot, I was like, oh, my goodness. Like, it went in, and I was like, why is he – I hate to say this, but why is he taking the last shot and he hasn't taken a shot? And his last shot that he actually took was one of the ones that he shot off the backboard, and it wasn't even close. So it's one of those, man. And then if you notice with OKC, second game, if they end up losing the first game, they come back, or lose a game in general, they end up coming back and beating his team by 15-plus points. Yeah. So
look,
I wouldn't be
think
surprised.
I think they win this series. I think Oklahoma City is going to win this series. I thought Indiana was going to win that game because they weren't getting swept. I think it's going to be interesting. And Kenny Thomas is with us. We're kicking it with Kenny, the former Lobo great. He's the star of his own show tomorrow morning, Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas. How does Oklahoma City come back? Somebody made a call this morning and said that, look, they're not Golden State. They don't have all this playoff experience. How do they bounce back? I think they do because, I think they realize we're just better than them, and we led all game. And to your point, they've been in this situation before in these playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the way OKC is going to bounce back, you notice that OKC went small down the stretch. I think they need to play their big guys. They got out-rebounded down the stretch, OKC did. In a lot of situations, it's like that wouldn't be a traditional thing that you would see a team like OKC not playing Chet the way they were in the other series, right? So I think that's going to change the narrative when it comes to it because I feel like OKC has a better inside presence to a certain extent, especially when OKC is able to get out and run. Both of these teams are teams that can get out and run, but it's a matter of who's going to be able to execute and take advantage of those turnovers and being able to come down the stretch and knock down buckets.
Yeah. Siakam was good last night. You get 6 guys in double figures. You out-rebound them. What was they out-rebound them by, I think it was like 56-39. I thought the bigs were good for Indiana. Miles Turner had 15 points and 9 rebounds. Siakam 19 and 10. Yeah, but he showed up last night.
Yeah, for the first time.
Yeah.
Just you saying his name is like one of those things. It's like, where has he been? As it has gotten later into the postseason, being closer to that championship, he needed to show up. That's what I was talking about. He's like a cat, like a Anthony Towns, right? Yeah. I think Miles Turner is way better, and he's way more polished when it comes to the offensive side too.
I look at Holmgren only getting 6 and 6, and then I look at the bigs. Obi Toppin comes off the bench for Indiana, gets you 17 points. Siakam with 19, and Turner with 15. And to me, the big shot was hit by Halliburton, but I thought, again, Indiana's bigs, to me, won that game. Out-rebounded them big, outscored them, outplayed them. I think the bigs for Oklahoma have got to be different because – Again, I think they win the series, but how does Indiana win? Like they did last night, man. Just stick around, throw punches. And if your front court is better than theirs, you got a shot, even though Shea scored 38.
Yeah, man, and we know that this league is totally different now. It's one on the perimeter when it comes to these bigs being able to come out and actually being able to produce, right? You got Obi Toppin that came out and was big because it was like, who's gonna score? Who's gonna be that person that comes out? And then next thing you know, you got Miles Turner showing up again and knocking down big threes in the corner. So if Indiana just stays in there, I totally agree with you. If they stay in there and hang in there, and they totally got a shot, especially how they're coming out and finishing games down the stretch.
All right, you got time for another segment? Are you bored in your plane? Are you going to eat your burrito? What do you got? All right, we're going to take the break.
No, my flight doesn't leave until 9:55, homie.
What time is it? It's 9:14.
I planned this amazing. I just got caught in security.
All right, Kenny Thomas is with us. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to him about how Oklahoma City bounces back in Game 2, about expansion, about the report this morning that Kevin Durant – there was a discussion at the trade deadline of Kevin Durant to the Knicks. All that's coming up. Kenny Thomas is with us. It's the opening drive. Jeff Simieta, Gato Roberto on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
You're listening to the Jim Rome Show.
Quoting me,
Jim Rome said, quote,
"We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible." International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Made
111-110, the Pacers over the Thunder last night. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. They'll play Game 2, I think, Sunday in Oklahoma City. Jeff Simbieta, Gato Roberto. We're joined by Kenny Thomas, the former Lobo great, the 11-year NBA veteran, and the star of Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas you'll listen to tomorrow morning. He's on the road. Kenny, biggest surprise from last night, was it just the result? Was it the fact? I mean, you can't be surprised Indiana came back. Is it just flat out the result is the biggest surprise that Oklahoma City got beat?
Oh, yeah, I think it's the result. Obviously, I feel like Indiana has a squad that could actually win this. But I feel like it's going to take them to have to do so many certain things more consistently to where they can't get down and dig themselves in holes the way that they did, especially in the fourth quarter being down by 15. It's just not going to be able to happen every time. But I feel like there's a lot of different opportunities for Indiana to be able to show up again, and if they could take Game 2, it's going to get really interesting. But
yeah, it is.
Man, I saw a post where they showed Dwayne Wade and some other people like showing their expressions like when he hit that shot, and I was the same way. I just didn't record mine, and my mouth was wide open. Yeah. But he is making some big shots right now. But if those bigs can come out and play inside and outside again for Indiana, it's going to be really interesting.
You know, this is how legends are made. It really is in towns. And I don't know if Indiana Pacer fan, if this is their favorite team, maybe the Reggie Miller teams were their favorite teams. They haven't been in the finals in 25 years. This guy probably should never have to buy a drink again in Indiana. I mean, this is literally how legends are made.
Oh, without a doubt. And being able to play with a guy like in Brad Miller and with the Sacramento Kings, he played in Indiana. He's another guy that's been through that whole history with playing with Jalen Rose and some other guys in Indiana at that point. And, I mean, you had even Danny Granger playing in Indiana. So the history's there, and it's a matter of them being able to show out and see what happens. But OKC is tough. I wasn't a firm believer like that in OKC for a minute, but you got to keep in mind between Tyrese and you got Williams. That's also in Indiana. I feel like him and SGA, these are some guys we're going to have to continue to watch. And SGA had a good look at the basket, too, yesterday, and he usually knocks those down. Yeah. But I think with the way that the guards are playing physical with SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, it's gonna actually help Indiana.
Let me ask you about SGA. There was it wasn't the final possession. He did take the shot on their final possession, but it was the second to final possession where he gave the ball up. And I was watching with my brother, and he's like, dude, how do you give the ball up there? If you want to be the guy, you got to take that shot. What did you think? It might have been the right basketball move, but with the game on the line, with a one-possession game, you're the MVP. What do you think about him giving the ball up in a spot like that?
Well, I think down the stretch, like you gotta play the situation the right way, and he did give up the ball in those opportunities, and then they just weren't able to knock down shots down the stretch. And then there was a turnover with Pascal Siakam going out of bounds, and he didn't have full control. OKC had their shots; they just didn't have a chance. They didn't take advantage of them.
All right, how do you bounce back from something like that? You've been on teams before. You take a tough loss, right? Is you just wash it away? Is it like a golfer, like Nick Nee was just telling us? You go on to the next shot. How do you wash that away?
OKC will be fine. It's one of those ones that got punched in the face with the left and the right because nobody expected that. They didn't even expect shots, especially being up by 14, 15 in the fourth quarter. But I think they'll be fine. Sunday's going to be interesting. Indiana just has to stay close and have a shot. Just can't be down the way that they were. And Tyrese is going to have to figure out how to be more active and productive on offense again because they need him on the floor.
Yeah. All right. Rumor, there was a story that came out this morning. I don't know if it's a rumor, whatever it is, it's a report certainly, that at the trade deadline, the Knicks and Suns were discussing a trade that sends Kevin Durant to New York.
Yeah.
I think it's like 80% Kevin Durant's going to be gone from Phoenix when it's over. Your thoughts on both Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokounmpo seemingly being on the market? We may see some seismic shifts here in the next couple of weeks in rosters.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to change the whole narrative. I would love to see KD go to Minnesota, but if he goes to the Knicks, that's a market. It's a big market. He's prime time, which is one of the opportunities that he's looking for. Because, like him going to the Warriors, it's there. So I'm a big KD fan, and it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds.
What's Kevin Durant got left? Like I don't want to say he's Aaron Rodgers, right?
Everything.
But he's at the back end. So you still think he's that difference maker?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of KD. Huge difference maker.
So if you're the Knicks, what are you willing to give up? What puts you over the top? Is it Cat? What puts you over the top if you're the Knicks? That you think if you get Kevin Durant, you're going back to you're getting the finals next year.
Oh yeah, I mean you got to give up what you got to give up.
What does that mean?
Does that mean
it's anything but Brunson?
Anything but Brunson. And then you got Mikal Bridges just signed an extension too, so it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to play.
Well, I think the Suns would love to have Mikal Bridges back. I just, I don't know that the Knicks would give it up. But to your point, is it anything but Brunson? And that would mean Cat. That would mean Brunson. I mean, if I'm Phoenix and I know how desperate they are and how much they want that guy, I'm asking for the Empire State Building for crying out loud. Give me the Statue of Liberty and Cat.
They're trying to run Cat out of there. You know what I mean?
It kind of seems that way.
It's one of those things.
All right, man. I know you got a flight to catch. Go catch it. Catch Kenny Thomas's show tomorrow. It's called Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas. You do it at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. What's on the big show tomorrow?
Hey, we're going to figure it out, and we're going to go from there.
All right. Is your burrito gone?
Oh, no. I'm getting on the plane right now to sit down and go from there.
All right. Go to work. Have a safe flight. Travel safely, and we'll listen to you tomorrow.
Appreciate you, bro. Hey, you safe travels, too.
Thanks. He's Kenny Thomas, the former Lobo great and the star of his own show, Gato Roberto. He was smuggling a burrito through. I mean, you got to know, but can you smuggle a burrito through security? I guess you can, huh? You got it through?
Well,
he made it.
Yeah, he made it. I mean, sometimes that green chili can be devastating.
Oh, yeah, it is dangerous. I'm surprised it got through TSA. Yeah. All right, everybody's eating this morning but me, just for the record. Everybody's got
not our fault.
I know. I'm going to go find some fruit.
Okay.
All right, when we come back, I want to get into the Rodgers stuff. I got some breaking news this morning. I got a bunch of correspondence from you all that I'll get to at 505-246-0610. That's the phone line and text line. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. All right, it looks like we're going through a dry spell. The rain and the winds might be on the down. Go get your car detailed and call my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. And when I say go get it detailed, have them come detail your vehicle, because that's what they do. On the Spot Automotive Detailing comes to you. They bring their mobile unit to you at the office, at the house, wherever it works. I don't know where their office is. It doesn't matter. I don't have to bring it there, get a ride back, sit in the waiting room for 2 hours. No. When they're done, my vehicle looks, smells, feels like the day I took it off the lot. Everything is that wonderful. It is new car feel without new car price. On the Spot Automotive Detailing has been voted best in the city because they are best in the city at what they do. Ask them about paint protection film and ceramic coating to protect the exterior from rock chips and all the junk that's out there every day. On the Spot Automotive Detailing will protect your vehicle. It's one of the biggest investments you have. You spend a lot of time in your car. Take care of it. It's all online. You can book and buy. OTSdetailing.com. It is at OTSdetailing.com.
He's got neckties. He's got socks. Give him a gift that really rocks. Treat your dad to a $5,000 basement barbecue or backyard upgrade. What would your pup choose? A brand...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze.
Friday morning, getting into the weekend. Big weekend on tap. We got the Stanley Cup final. Game 2 coming up. Edmonton, after their overtime thriller when they beat the Panthers. You got the Thunder and the Pacers in the NBA. Open for business at 505-246-0610. Your emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. And JJ, well, you can hit JJ next week. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Got Roberto's in for JJ today. Let me get you some of the stuff you've been sending me this morning. It's Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. That was a Bobcat hoe. See, Bob, that was from Jack. He liked your hoe this morning.
Oh, that's
That was-
good.
yeah.
Mine was only like 15 seconds. Yours was 25.
Yeah, well, it was a
Smoke
short
for,
one. This one.
Yeah, smoke for 45 years, and you don't have the lung power anymore.
I'll take your word on that one. I'm not going to
Good.
do that. But
Please don't.
Yeah. We're talking about the date of the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl, and Lars told me, as we have the 20th annual this year, my prediction is this will be the final New Mexico Bowl, at least in the current format. The entire bowl structure will be realigned and reinvented, in my opinion. Okay, Lars, we can have this conversation next year. We can save this one and see if we've got a game next year, if you're right, or if the Bulls continue. There will be bowl games beyond next year. The playoff format will go to, I'm certain it's leaning towards 16. There's 136, I believe, FBS teams. And so if you think that there's just going to be a playoff and bowl games are going to go away, I would probably disagree with you, and we'll find out, next year if I'm right or if you're right. And I don't know why you would think if there's a bowl or two that has to go away, I don't know why you would believe that it would be this one. I understand Lars always said there's too many bowl games, doesn't like our game. It bothers him, and that's cool. I just don't understand, like I said, man, if you don't like it, don't go, but why do you not recognize the positives that it does for the economy, for the businesses? I don't get that, but we'll have that conversation next year. Richard says we should have new cheerleaders and chaparrals announced by the end of the weekend. Jeff, how far are they behind the other schools who have had their rosters set for a month or more and are well into their off-season programs? I don't know the answer to that. Where are you now, Jeffy, says Lobo Hobo. I used to work with a guy the honchos hated, so they moved his office to a built the company had abandoned. Bob, so if you're watching on the stream today or if you're watching on Xfinity, the studio looks a little different. I'm in studio. This is just a different background. I put a filter on.
Okay, good one.
No, I'm on the road today. I got some business on the road, and so I am in a garage. Sounds good though, doesn't it? I mean, like this beautiful studio that I got here.
Yeah, it's wonderful, except for that bright light off to your shoulder.
Oh, that one. So
No,
is that
no,
better
the
this
other,
way?
The other way. The other
Oh,
way.
so
the
you see,
garage
like,
door.
the garage door. So if I do it that way, is it better?
Yeah, it's not quite as bad. But
All right.
then
Well, I can move over like this.
Beautiful shot of the washing machine.
Yeah, there's the washing machine. Well, I mean, there's the Peloton over there if you
Yeah.
like. Yeah. No, the bright light as the sun has come up.
Yeah.
It's become a little different. Yeah. So apologize for.
That's
That's
okay.
what it is. The beauty of technology.
Yeah.
Mike says, why I don't watch the NBA, Jeff Allou's the officials. I've watched for 50 years, watched hoop. I don't know what a foul is anymore. They'll let something go 4 times and call it the 5th. The refs miss something on every flip and play. Look, man, it is such a hard game to officiate, and I think it's gotten harder, right? Dudes are bigger and faster and stronger. I don't know how you officiate almost anything anymore. It's like watching a football game. You can almost call a foul or holding on every play. You can call a foul almost on every play. When they decide to do it is really interesting. The NBA, look, it gets more and more physical, certainly later in the playoffs. I don't know. That's understandable. And if the officiating made you give up the game, so be it. It's going to go on. Gopher says it's over the house's head. Bobby's talking about the House of Strauss. Gopher says the other night a caller snuck in a new nickname for Stigarette.
Okay.
And Eric was oblivious. That would never have happened with Bobcat producing.
Yeah, well, sometimes you never know because we have to answer the phone, so it's one of those situations where we hear the show, but we're not listening to the show.
Yeah,
Does that make
fair
sense?
enough.
Yeah,
it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It totally makes sense. All right, Gopher wants to vent.
Go
4
for it.
bags. Yeah, he says, "Can I vent, Jeffy?" I'm like, "Sure, that's what I'm here for, man." Yes. 4 bags of corn chips for $10, but I only needed 1. 4 bags would give Gopher a hypertension heart attack. The cost of one, $5.50. WTH. So Gopher, I don't know what to tell you. So a bag of corn chips, 1 bag was $5.50. What would you do? You only need 1 bag of corn chips, Bob. Or you only want 1 bag. $5.50 for 1, $10 for 4. What are you buying?
Oh, I go for the 4.
So you're buying all 4?
Yeah, you can take the other 3 home.
You know what I learned, and I did not know this?
What?
Because we live in a dry climate. So
Yeah.
my daughter taught me this. So she used to tell me, well, this actually, I learn stuff from her all the time. But so she's going to Michigan, and The humidity there's a lot different. She was telling me like the first time she got out of the shower and went to class because, she just figured her hair will dry because it dries. We live in the desert and her hair dries within 10 minutes. But she got to class and her hair was still soaking wet. She's like, what the hell is going on because of the humidity? I guess your chips get soggy.
Oh, I can believe that.
So like a bag of chips gets soft. They get soggy.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Even here they will if you leave them out too long.
Really?
Yeah.
You roll up the bag like with the humidity.
I mean, if you leave the bag open for a couple of days, those chips will get a bit soggy and not chewy, not crisp, which is where the air fryer or the broiler in the oven comes in.
I guess I didn't know this. All right, French Open. You get to watch that this weekend. Carlos Alcaraz is your defending champion. He has reached the final this morning. He beat Lorenzo Musetti because Musetti retired early in the fourth set. Alcaraz was leading 4-6, 7-6, 6-0, and 2-0. So they were in the fourth set. He was up 2-1. And Musetti, who's the 8th seed in Italian, stopped playing. He had treatment on the inside of his left thigh at the end of the third set. He came out for the fourth and retired during the fourth set. So Carlos Alcaraz, for those of you who like the French Open, and it's been actually really fun to watch if you caught any of it, he will return to the final and be able to defend his championship. Yesterday we had talked a whole lot about the College Softball World Series and Najeri Kennedy, the pitcher for Texas Tech, who was trying to intentionally walk a batter for Texas in game one of that best-of-3 series, and the batter then stroked the 3-0 pitch into left field for the game-winning hit. Well, Kennedy pitched again. She's Bob, she is a softball pitcher at Texas Tech who is making $1 million in NIL this year.
Good for her.
Absolutely. So she came back and won last night, and it was intense. The tying run was on third, final innings. Red Raiders ace was on the mound, and she was up against Caden Henry, and she struck her out on 3 pitches. Texas Tech wins 4-3, and they will have a decisive third game today. It's been really good. Like I don't know that you watch a whole lot of women's softball during the year, but the drama that's been in the World Series, and then the Baseball World Series is going to get started now, has been really good. And Oklahoma got knocked out by Texas Tech, and Tech has been so good. But this young lady came back after the mistake, and she owned it. She went to the press conference. She was asked, did you ever intentionally walk someone before? Did you not, were you unfamiliar? And she's like, no, man, I made a mistake. This is on me. It's on nobody else. I've apologized to my teammates. I own this. This is on me. I thought she was incredibly stand up with it. But all that said and done, she had to come back out and perform the next day. And there she was with the game on the line. And she threw 3 balls past the Texas hitter, and she won. Texas Tech's coach is Jerry Glasgow, and he said she went out there and pitched her tail off. She's pitched every inning in the World Series. So the amazing part, right, you hear about pitchers, baseball pitchers, because the overhand motion, right, is so totally unnatural. That's where the stress comes on your shoulder, your elbow. Well, evidently, I say evidently, I mean, it's been proven, the underhand pitching motion in softball is a natural motion. And so these young ladies go out and they can pitch every day. And evidently they don't get tired or they don't wear out their arms. They don't have the injuries that you have by throwing the ball overhand. You hear about the Tommy John surgeries and the shoulder surgeries and all those things. And the ladies don't get that because it's a different motion. And it's amazing, man. They just go out there and they just run them and run them and run them. And these young ladies pitch and pitch and pitch. It's bonkers. But you're going to get a national champion tonight, it'll either be Texas or Texas Tech.
And if I may, the rest of the field behind the pitcher, they make some amazing plays. They really do.
Yeah, no, it's been good watching, man. It's been really good watching. All right, when we come back, we'll wrap you up, get you everything you got to know as you go into your weekend. It's Friday. I'm going to guess if the phone rings, Bob Terry usually calls in the last segment on Friday. I mean, it's not sponsored or anything, but he's kind of bought that. We probably need to send him the bill for that segment. So we'll get you ready to go. Still have time for you to get in at 505-246-0610. Email still coming in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. All right, the NBA Finals are going on. Twin Peaks has you covered. It's your home court for every game. You can watch every second of all the action. They got wall-to-wall TVs at Twin Peaks. Scenic views, cold 29-degree draft beers, mouth-watering eats, whether it's wings or burgers or flatbreads, whatever it is, you name it, they're hot and ready. So grab your crew, order a bucket, settle in for the finals all the way through the final buzzer, because it's championship season and there's no better seat than at Twin Peaks. And this weekend at Twin Peaks, you get to meet the Miss Twin Peaks contenders in person. They're having a poster signing event. Today is June 6th. Today is the day they're having that poster signing event from 5 to 7 o'clock. And then after that, stick around. They'll have tequila and cervezas Fridays, handcrafted margaritas, 29-degree imports, and they're going to have a costume party that's worth raising your glass to. Don't miss the Neon Bikini Bash tomorrow through Monday, June 7 through 10. Cocktail specials, wall-to-wall views, and the Miss Twin Peaks live stream. It's a full weekend of flavor, fun, and unforgettable views, and it's only at Twin Peaks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Well, I'm going to the frontier.
All right, what do you got to know as you go into your weekend? What's everybody going to be talking about today? Well, everybody's going to be talking about Tyrese Halliburton. Everyone's going to be talking about that shot that he hit last night. Tyrese Halliburton hits the game winner, 0.3 of a second left. Oklahoma City led all night long. Indiana wins game one of the NBA Finals. 111-110. It is the fourth time in the playoffs the Pacers were down by 15 or more in the fourth quarter and won. Fourth game winner or game-tying shot for Halliburton in the postseason. Pacers turned the ball over 24 times. We're losing all night until the final buzzer. They're up 1-0. You're going to get hockey, Edmonton and Florida tonight, game 2. Stanley Cup final, that'll be in Alberta. Edmonton's up 1-0. And Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler. That's the other thing that, boy, people want to talk about. All right, the bat signal was out. Not surprising because, well, it's Friday and it's the last segment. Terry, 505-246-0610. Hello, Terry. How are you?
Good Friday, Jeff. Good Friday, Bobcat. Thoughts and hugs to all family members, including JJ. I hope he's doing well, enjoying his day off. And you're remote, and so that's doing well. Both finals are great. Now, I think it was smart for him not calling timeout because as they keep replaying it 100 times, OKC seemed a little bit. I think if timeout had been called, they probably would have double-teamed Halliburton, and they seemed a little bit like even Caruso looked, do I jump that or do I stay on my guy? And they were kind of like, why did you not try to take him left? And, he went right, shot we in. We can relive that. But both series, the hockey, and I sent the thing yesterday, I miss Doc Emmerich, but, playoff hockey, overtime playoff hockey to me is as great as anything. And it's just for that moment, but it can end on any instant or it can go another half hour. But I just love it when it goes to overtime, and I love when he called the games. To me, he was my favorite all time. I know football, basketball, whatever, but just what he could bring out in a game was just pretty much amazing on that. And, you got Ben Scully, you got all the other guys that do it. But, having that go to overtime, last-second shot, I hope both series keep going that way. Did you put a little nickel or anything on the game, Jeff? Or were you
I didn't, and I was traveling, but you heard me say yesterday, if I was going to bet, I'd go money line, and I thought that they were going to win yesterday. I didn't, and I wish I just haven't been betting a lot, which is probably best for me because I don't win a lot. But I did hit that one. I want to hit something on your Doc Emmerich thing. I so agree with you on the Doc Emmerich thing, and I got a really cool story because I've always thought Doc Emmerich is one of the best. He was a longtime hockey announcer, and when I won New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year from the National Sportscaster Association a few years back, Doc Emmerich won National Sportscaster of the Year, and he presented me my award. I got this cool picture, and I got to spend a few minutes with him, and he was so cool. Like, some people say sometimes you don't want to meet your heroes, right? And this was the antithesis of that. He was as just epic, as great, as nice as you would expect him to be, and it was one of those things that was like, wow, this is really cool. I got a cool picture with him. So that was my Doc Emmerich story.
I'll admit I'm jealous. I mean, that's really cool of you. Hopefully sometime, you have an about to see it. But, and his history of the way he started and just jumping on doing, like, college games and working his way up. So, how you've done it, and I promote, JJ, stick in there, go with it, and then to get to the big time. And, it's always nice when somebody comes across as a good person and then you meet them and they really are a great person besides being a great announcer. So that's a cool story that you got that. So, keep that, frame that. share it with Addie and all that. So, from that level, you guys have a great weekend. I always got to keep my commitment to my segment. Maybe it'll be my NIL to Rock Talk Jayhawk. But, you guys be safe. Take care. Always enjoy the show. All right.
Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Terry called us at 505-246-0610. Yeah, that event, Bob, I've been fortunate enough to win 3 times from the National Sports Media Association, and I always tell whoever wins New Mexico, the writer, or go back and do that. It was in, I want to say it was in Greensboro last year. The first time I won was in Salisbury, North Carolina, and they moved it to Winston-Salem. But the most recent time that I won, I took Addie with me. I want to say she was 16, maybe she was 15. And Ernie Johnson won National Sportscaster of the Year, so he presented me that year. But Charles Barkley was there, and we got to talk with Charles, and Addie. Addie met him, and I told the story. We walked in with him, and he was great, and he talked to Addie, and he went his way, we went ours, and I didn't get a picture. So about 45 minutes later, we came back, and now he's down there at the reception, and everybody's swarming him.
Yeah.
And I went up to him, and he says, "What's up, man?" And I said, "Hey, Charles, I didn't get it. Can I get a picture with you and my daughter?" He says, "Addie, right?" And I'm like, "How on earth do you remember that? Like all these people you just met," and he was great. And he says, "Addie, I want you to meet, can I introduce her to Ernie?" And he brought Ernie Johnson over, and so now she's, there's my buddy Chuck. He told her, if you're smart, Addie, you're going to go to Auburn. But I was talking to him. He looked at me like he thought he was supposed to remember me, and I said, "Charles, last time I saw you was at the Pit in Albuquerque, New Mexico." And he says, "Man, that was like 20 years ago. That was an exhibition game." And I'm like, "That was like 20 years ago when it was an exhibition." Like he remembered stuff, and he and I we talked later. We had a common friend, and he remembered, and he was telling me story. He could, like, another guy that I so pleased, and I had met him before, was what you want him to be, right? What you hope he's going to be when you sit down and meet them and spend a few minutes, and it was really cool. So those events were great.
Yeah,
I'm very fortunate.
People with memories like that just astound me.
There's an it to that, isn't there?
Yeah,
right? That you can.
I make a joke about it, but it's almost true that I have my name on my bathroom mirror, so I know who I am the rest of the day.
Yeah, but what if you spell it backwards? Do you screw it up when you spell Bob backwards? Like,
yeah. Well, I do have to be that's
Yeah, because B.O.B. is B.O.B.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
But at least it's not BS.
Yeah, fair enough. That's 100% fair enough. All right. Well, big weekend coming up. And when we sit here on Monday, or when we sit there on Monday, because I'll be back there, we're going to be going into a big week with the U.S. Open coming up. Monday, Steve Loy is going to be with us. He's going into the New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame. He'll be with us at 9:30 on Monday. Eastern New Mexico legend, but really just an amazing career, and longtime business manager for Phil Mickelson. And his story is really, really cool. If you missed yesterday, Michael Sinclair was with us, Eastern New Mexico, and 11 years in the NFL. You can go find that at sportsanimалabq.com. Thank you today to Kenny Thomas and to Nick Nee. They were both with us on the program. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is next. The Jim Rome Show's after that. 2 Men On's in at 4. You get Isotopes and Chihuahuas tonight, and then we're back Monday morning with award-winning radio at 7 a.m. Adrian, great week. Appreciate you a lot.
Yes.
Bob, thank you for getting up early this morning and coming in.
You're
Have
welcome.
a great weekend. I always appreciate you, and you do great work, and thank you.
Well, thanks for the appreciation.
He is Gato Roberto. I am merely Jeff Symbieta. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Be good to each other. Please be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family We are one Eastern.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making